No, absolutely. And it's even more scary when you consider that Nemiga, as the Des touched on, they've got some pretty big results on this map in the last few weeks. You know, Forza, for example, springs to mind. That's a crazy upset win. I was actually commentating that game, and it kind of blew me away. And they're not going to be taking anything slow about this. There is nothing indecisive about this push. MDS straight in with his Glock, and there's another one from Speedak. Nemiga off to a cracking 3v5 situation on the first pistol.
Yeah, wow, the amount of control they have, window, ladder, short, it's all theirs, and they're going to use it to split this B bomb site. Winstrike, they knew what was coming, but they can't really put a stop to it. They've got to hit some incredible shots here as T's flood the site. Nemiga everywhere, and instantly 2 kills in 1 click. That's just savage stuff. They're going to hunt down the last as well. Speedak shoots his teammate, probably doesn't help him as he gets killed by Hobbit, but yeah, it's not going to be a saving grace. It's a single kill of the USP, and Nemiga take the pistol.
They take it in style. Just very much picking up from where they left off on Vertigo. Just when Winstrike were hoping for a reprieve, for a respite, it's not going to happen for them. And now 2 SMGs, 3 rifles. Box has been tacked down to 13. So Elian's Scout does connect Hobbit, lining up with the Deagle. Not going to happen for him. And Geo, with the rest of his team now spilling out onto the A site. Nothing but headshots and AK frags. And it should be the Force Spy being swept aside and put down a peg or 2.
Yeah, just about getting away with these Ds at this point. If you can, get a kill, get an exit, find yourself an AK-47, that would be lovely, but it would also be pretty difficult as Nemiga, very, very good at trading, very good spacing. Hawker, man, he's full of stats, this guy. He's got a big brain, and he was showing us off in the segment by saying that Winstrike, of all the teams in the top 30, I think it was, they have the second lowest traded kills. Like, that's insane. We always talk about, oh, yeah, this team is the second, or the best flashes, or the best of this. Well, the second worst team at trading kills, I could see that back in Vertigo events, but they were just struggling getting anything done on that A site. So, yeah, not good stats to have by any means.
No, it's really exacerbated, as you say, on Vertigo, where we'd see, like, one player run in, die, and then it would just be a case of, like, a conga line into death. It was kind of rough to watch, and if they continue that on this map, then it's going to very much fall the same way. Nemiga, 2-0 lead. Winstrike have a few pistols at their use, but honestly, not much else. Smoke flash, no kits, and Box aggressively pushing up middle with his Mac-10. Now, Lucky does have an interesting angle with this Deagle and has made it work for one onto MDS. That's definitely going to send a shiver down the spine collectively of Nemiga, which will be reverberating, but it has been stalled and dealt with, and now Nemiga looking for a 3-0. Winstrike can't really do anything about this.
Nope. Gotta suck it up and deal with it, as this eco is going to get swept pretty quickly. Luckily, the kills will make that so. And, I mean, they're saving because they got Bondic on this Deeg armor. The armor is worth saving. MDS, I'm reading chat. I hope that's like a meme because that made me laugh. MDS puts NS for nice shot. He puts them in capitals and then he writes sorry caps. It's only 2 letters. I think it's okay. I think it's approved. Right now, Bondic, he is approving the save. He's going to get away with his Deeg, and Nemiga will get away with 3.
I love that he felt it necessary to apologize for saying nice shot to somebody. He's like, oh, sorry, mate. Sorry, my bad.
Sorry, Cap. Yeah. Nice shot, though.
Winstrike with 2 orbs. This does sacrifice a lot of utility, though, Hugo. Just a flash on Elian and a smoke on Lackey. 1 kit. They've gone in all firepower, all guns blazing. If this backfires, Nemiga are in such a good spot. Just the 1 Galil with 4 AKs as they flashed themselves down into underpass. Mid-control being established early on, and Kristen forced out of window. This is a good opener again for the T's.
Yeah, this double AWP is going to be super exciting to see. We didn't see a lot of it, run by Winstrike in that first map. I mean, money was obviously a big issue, but yeah, when they did have it, I can't even recall, any rounds with it. Whereas Speedak had a lot of effect with his AWP. So, Certainly a chance for Nemiga to pick up a free AWP, but they've got to win the round for that to happen, and it's easier said than done with kills like that. Lackey pushed in the apartments, finding a pick. Looked like this round may have ended B with the current position of the bomb, but now really they don't have any choice but to take it back to T-spawn. MDS, good timing, catches himself into the A site, misses the player under balcony. Oh no, they miss him. He gets a second chance and he will take it. You don't let him, he's not going to mess that up after being given, a lifeline. That Molotov does miss, but it's not a worry as Nemiga have control of the A site. Aliens had to fall back with this AWP and play for retake. The bomb very, very late as not one of the mid players came to get it. They're actually going to send Lollipop back from the A site to go and retrieve that package, and that will take significant time in which Lackey will use to his advantage, finding Speedak on short.
The concern here is they don't have a smoke or anything to cross off connector, and they did just hear the AWP shot from Lackey ring out over there. So if they cross too far, they will be put down. So they're going to plant safe instead. Lots of damage inflicted onto Bondic. Precision aim, nearly yielding the frag. Lollipop watching from jungle, goes back in for a white swing. So much damage, finally finishes it off. I thought he'd thrown away his opportunity, but now Bondic's gone down. Lackey shows his hand from connector. A crisp headshot onto Lollipop, pardon me, but he is then put down instantly. Nemiga 4-0. Hugo, I'm getting deja vu, man.
Yeah, I really am too. And they've picked up an AWP as well, Vince. It just gets worse and worse and worse for Winstrike. Oh dear. The bad news brigade here, bringing the heat. 4-0, and more deeks out for Winstrike. Again, like a map like Mirage, these rounds extremely winnable, but easier said than done. And Nemiga have not been one for making mistakes today. Fast cat play, nice shot from Bondic. He's going to get MDS down, and now in this round. And these are how those rounds fall apart so swiftly. So Nemiga need to have their wits about them as they group up. Get this one player away from the Palace, get that gun away from Winstrike, but actually it's getting closer, and Hobbit will steal it right out of the hands of Lollipop. Now the other AK is irretrievable for the time being, but now Winstrike in a 5-on-3 with an AK behind Hobbit. This is so doable. They spotted the AWP as well. Tag. Oh dear, can't finish the kill, but the damage has been done. It will be finished by Lackey on Cat instead. How is this falling apart, Vince? What's happened? You've jinxed it, mate.
I really have. Look, I'm saying, Orcs, is I'm available. You pay me money, I'll jinx teams. Easy money, easy life. Geo, though, at least make sure it's sort of flawless clean sweep. Is picked up from middle, but it was a very odd one, UI. Like, I was trying to look at all the pieces of the puzzle kind of coming to place. It just feels like Nemiga got timed really, really brutally. Yeah. Every time they made a move, they just get wide swung with a dig. It starts off, as you highlighted, with Bondic landing a crisp headshot through middle on short, and all the dominoes began to fall into place. So, I mean, well played, Winstrike.
I'm imagining you saw the absolute jinxing from Anders the other day in the Vitality game. Yeah, nothing that crazy, not yet at least, but maybe he can do some magic later on with the games coming up after this. Him and Semler making a return to the madness. That will be fun. Right now, Winstrike, they win their first round. They get a Deagle round on the board. That's good, but they've got to build. Again, always the issue as we hit these rifle rounds, the pressure. Aliens on the AWP at least. We've got Box fast playing middle. Oh, escape from that window drop. Alien's going to take that position as Bondic retreats and try and fight middle, but he doesn't realize that Box is right below him in the connector. Geo denied position up in the B apartments, but Alien running back, and he's going to get caught. Box, great position, and even better frag. Can he find a second? Chrism won't let him. He smokes off the connector and keeps it safe.
Flashes up and over, no aggression. But with that opening pick, Winstrike down to only 2 players with utility, 2 incendiaries and a flashbang. So no smokes in which to use. And they're going to go aggressive, and Geo with 1 nearly able to transition into a second spray. And that should have been the round following. That would have opened up B as well. But they're now going to make moves through connector. Hobbit up close, waiting. Knows there's a smoked off play. 1, 2 kills go his way. And he's turning this round in their favor. Lollipop now on the flank. Knows there's a second player there. Hobbit's also been culled. And that does allow Nemiga the chance to get the bomb down and the round to follow. I thought Hobbit had done enough, but perhaps not, barring a Bondic 1v2.
Don't count him out of this one yet. Lollipop is low. It's just about getting past this orb. That's the difficult part. And Speedak has just gone back to check spawn. Right now, he's not being covered. He can get shot in the back of the head. There's nothing Lollipop can do. He needs to be ready. But pivots at the perfect point. Wow. Talk about timing. That was a world where if Bondic just runs there, he wins the round because no one's looking at CT. That timing, oh, makes you shiver, makes you shake. But most importantly, gets Nemiga a 5th as Winstrike fall short of another. Double AWP again, they've been keen to get out whenever they can. Elian yet to frag 7 rounds deep into this game, and he's had the AWP 2 or 3 times now. Needs to show us why we're investing it, why Winstrike are putting $5,000 in his hands. Missed jump from Lackey, that will cost him a lot, but no, quick shot does deal with Geo after getting tagged down to 15. That looked like his death, to be honest. So the fact that he finds an advantage here for Winstrike, no matter how low, has had great results.
That probably should have been his death. I'm very surprised he survived with that. Didn't see it from his perspective, but I can only assume it was a hell of a flick. And our Speedak over the corpse of Geo, the only player to fall in this round, now going to be moving backwards. And I completely agree. You know, we often talk about these players that are up and coming and maybe the next big thing. Well, you've got to get consistency. You can't be dropping 0 and 5 and having 0 impact with a secondary AWP. You need to be stepping up and showing the world what you're capable of doing. And it's no doubt that without him, Winstrike are going to be suffering. Hobbit's shoulder protrudes round the corner and MDS capitalizes and converts it into the frag.
Yeah, they're just going to barrel down off the back of that kill. And MDS, he's got more where that came from. The AWP and spawn. This is a time, but Elian backs up. I'm interested by this. He keeps doing this as Nemiga get A. He's trying to fight past it, but they're not even close. He would have had multiple chances to fire off this AWP. Instead, he wants to save it for a rainy day. Wait for the postcard. That will come through. Bomb getting put down now, and he's being covered. And yeah, like he had that angle earlier, but he gives it away, and then he goes back in dry with no flash, with nothing, and loses it. I find that interesting. He's maybe scared of giving away a pick when they've already lost 2 A players, but that's the time when that Winstrike need him to trade. So, the backup there isn't necessarily a bad play. It's just when he does it that is the problem. And Nemiga, I mean, this is a guaranteed sick. They're just about saving. That's the worry here with players in the spawn. Got to be careful as well. They don't want to lose their guns. Bondic might not have a say in the matter. Who's been spotted. Goes both ways. MDS wants to keep his weapon as well. So it is a stalemate. The old standoff in T-spawn as Nemiga find themselves the 6th round on this T side. Excellent work. Geo even asking Lackey's health after that spray towards B. But it falls on dead ears. 6-1 up, and there we go, 15. Yeah. I
thought he was about to get wrecked there.
Yeah, dude, that's some low-key BM.
Left him hanging like a fist bump. Feels bad. Elian, there we go. That's more like it. Through the smoke onto Geo. Very strange decision. It does seem to me like oh my god, that tap from box is beautiful. But it seems to me like Winstrike is suffering from ring rust. Like that's the only thing I can think of. But this round, this is more like it. This is what we're expecting to see. Lollipop and Speedak in a 2v4, have the bomb and plenty of time. And they have a kill onto Hobbit, who peaks one too many times. So this round is back, open, and up for debate.
Yeah, and even though Lackey just flanked underpass to B apps, he doesn't come out top mid. He knows that because of that kill, A has been lost and he has to get back towards his position. Nemiga, now they should expect a flank, but probably not this fast. They knew someone was underpass early. They double mollied it for that exact reason, but this player is already in the palace. He's already about to peek. What is that timing? Lollipop, he sees the flash, he turns around to avoid it, and in that turnaround, he sees the man come out of the palace. This is obscene, and they may just close the round off the back of it. Lollipop looking for the clutch. He's been spotted. Elian knows he's trapped in the spawn, and now it's the one-on-one for all the marbles.
He's just picked up a kit as well, but the bomb is planted for CT side, and that incendiary is going to subside momentarily. Tickles the bomb, trying to draw out the remaining player. Lollipop's not biting on this too much just yet, but there's the wide peak. There's the kill, and there's the round. Winstrike do pick up their second, but it's at great cost. They lost 4 players, and their economy not ideal.
Yeah, I mean, but that was the case back on Vertigo. It felt like, especially in the second half for Winstrike on the CT side, and like they were winning rounds against 15, but every round they would win would be a clutch. Like they'd win the one-on-one, and they'd have no money, but they'd have to keep buying because what other choice do you have? If you win a round, you can't eco. So, yeah, that's a rough one. but it is a round, and honestly, it's not the end of the world. Look at the buy; it's pretty damn good if you ask me. They got the kits, they got the orb, they got the guns. That's what matters. But do they have the awareness? The box is walking out of the palace. Oh no, it's falling apart. He has put them in a box, and Nemiga are almost 100% winning this round. They've got a third kill as well. Add it to the tally, and well, Winstrike are already running for B. That bomb has not even left T-spawn yet.
Man, this is just almost worst case scenario for the CTs. It's like you're 2-6 behind. Your one round that you finally pick up is going to be answered back instantly. Your economy can't build. You're being pressured and pincered from every angle, and it's Nemiga's choice of map, and you trail 1-0. This is why the desk was so hard on Winstrike, saying it's unlikely that they're going to be able to pull this one back, and so far they've been proven completely correct.
And much like was the case on Vertigo, no like back-to-back rounds here for Winstrike. It's not like they're streaking together rounds. They're getting one, and then they're getting reset time after time after time. That is not where you want to be. And yeah, I mean, okay, they'll have this M4, they'll have this AWP, and they might even force around it, but what more are they going to possibly have into round number 10? Nemiga are running rampant right now.
I mean, at the very least, I'd like to see a tactical timeout.
Yeah.
Here you go. We haven't seen one yet. Like, surely this is the time. But they haven't gone for it.
It's just sometimes it can be so annoying because it's like, you know why you're losing, and it's not that you don't understand what your opponents are doing. It's just they're just doing it so well, right? Nemiga are just like contact playing A round after round and just killing you so many times. Now it's back to mid. Now it's a switch up of pace, but there's a triple setup here. Sorry, there was a triple setup here. Now it's just one man. Geo and Box immediate kills as Winstrike drop into middle, and that's a play that Nemiga expected. Last time they went mid, the exact same thing happened. Winstrike dropped one mid, he went under. In the last case, he didn't this time, and they fight aggressively on catwalk. It's like, it's exactly what Nemiga expected. It's exactly what they want, and well, more and more kills add it to the tally. Lollipop with 2, might be finding a third. There it is. Just pugging, just death matching at this point, Vince. There's nothing else.
Lollipop's aim is insane.
Yeah.
He just flicks the heads all over the place. He's 12-4. He's got himself 100 ADR alongside Box. And I mean, I think Hawker touched on this on the desk as well, saying that clearly Nemiga had done their homework, that they had reached the conclusion as to certain weaknesses and vulnerabilities, and they always seem to have the perfect answer to what Winstrike are doing. Sure, their aim's been on point. Sure, they've been getting out and getting entries, but they've been pushing the right places at the right time.
Yeah, and you know, it certainly doesn't help the fact that Winstrike have had a month off, right? You know, and that was another thing that could work in their favor. Although having a month off of not of play, but of pro games, of official matches, that can be difficult in terms of staying fresh, staying warm. But it also means that you should be able to come up with loads of ideas and come back feeling better, feeling more confident in your style. Right now, like you talk about how Nemiga know what they're doing. Well, like, that shouldn't be the case. Winstrike should have had a lot more to show today. Maybe it will come in the other games, right? Maybe the rest of the group will go better for them. But if this is a sign of things to come, then, well, that's not a good sign at all. Winstrike with 2, with Deegs in this one, they won their second round off, or won their first round, I think, off of this bye. So this is winnable, but this time Nemiga are going together. They're not getting picked up one by one in cat plays to Deagles. They're just going to run out of A and trade their way to a win.
Valiant rattling off from CT, but misses his shots, and in doing so, Lollipop comes out with 2 more crispy headshots. Elliot going to be getting another kill, his 3rd of the game, and now Lackey through the smoke with 1, nearly a second. And had he have landed this second cleanly, that could have been the round following, but instead Elliot gets sprayed up through the box, and Bondic has shown his hand, and it is taken off him by Speedax Orp. 9-2 now the score.
Nothing worse than getting wallbanged when you're in CT spawn. That always sucks. And, well, in the context of the game, it sucks even harder for Winstrike. Another AWP out for Elian. He did find his first kill off a really nice mid-peak the other round and has found a couple more since. But, yeah, again, relying on the AWP, considering how good Speedak has been, right? You know, he was the main player, sorry, the main player back in Vertigo, especially in that T side. Oh, dear. It's going to get tagged early at least, put down to 15 by the other side of AWP. Elian up in the ladder room right now. And Nemiga, they're probably done with middle right. Can't find any kills there, only find damage. Going to group towards B. Bit of a desperate attempt here, potentially. It's just a bit of a slowdown. And it's nice to see that, you know, every once in a while, you don't have to rush, right? Even though these rounds have been working for Nemiga, take a breather. Wait to see if Winstrike get antsy. Do they want to push? Do they want to make a mistake? Let's find out.
It's something they can capitalize on as well. If you're constantly mixing up the pace, they're going to be thinking in their minds, okay, is this the rush round? Are they going to be playing slow? Do we hold on to our utility? Do we throw it early? And that's where those aggressive entries that you see from Box and Lollipop are being so powerful. Big incendiaries being tossed in connector. It does separate the T's from each other, but they still have connector control, 40 seconds of which to use it. The smoke timing brutal. I think Box saw Chris and now he definitely did. Molly into jungle, and the CT's gasping for air, trying to do what they can. 2 big kills. Nellian finally getting some presence, finally getting some pressure applied with the AWP, and that could be the round-defining moment. Perhaps not. Geo now going to be pushing through on the B side. 20 seconds to go, and the bomb in an awkward position with Bondik on the spray. Lollipop dealt with. Winstrike should have a third. And whether Nemiga survive or not is yet to be seen. And there we have it. We've had our answer. It's going to be a no.
Yeah, Speedak was holding top ticket there from connector with the AWP, but he really should have been holding short side, because that player, Elian, gets away with multiple kills, dropping the bomb as well at the 20-second mark. No one was even considering it. He fired a shot, and then no one's looking at Con, and he gets another shot off before anyone even reacts to that. So, yeah, a bit of a problem there for Nemiga potentially, but, you know, 1 round, and Nemiga have been so good at responding, right? Upon losing a round, they often get one of their own. But this time it starts off again with Elian finding yet another opening kill. Lollipop stuck in the molly. He's surely dead. He will smoke it off and live to fight another day. But Box, how does he do that? He just runs out ramp and gets so deep. Bondik needs to kill, and he does get it. But down to 10, he's being hunted. He's being hounded. And this round is being grounded by Nemiga. It's down to 2 on either side. Trade through the smoke for Lackey, and that opens up the chance for a retake in the post part.
Oh, Elian's a goner. MDS has him dead to rights. And now Lackey stuck behind the smokes. The wall of smokes is going to try and pull out the sledgehammer and see if he can use it against the oncoming T's. They are separated from one another. He has just spotted the shoulder of Speedak. Speedak, though, on the return, knows exactly where Lackey is, tosses over the flashbang, is thinking about the Molotov, banks it off the wall, and he's going to be burning Lackey, who's on 1 HP. Now make it 0, just burns to a crisp. And Nemiga hit 10 first.
That was such a good Molotov as well. I don't even know if that player wanted to peek over the top of the stairs, but what the Molly did, because they were on the stairwell, forced them to take the fight. He forced them to the top. And so he's able to hit the tag, and obviously the Molotov burns out the player as they fall off. But that was so well played. And honestly, that could have been very losable, considering MDS was just sitting at top mid, hoping for that player to come fight him. That was not the case. And, you know, there were 2 one-on-ones there for the CT. Oh dear, Bondik trying to force fights. He's going to get a kill with a grenade here. No, he's not. MDS swings because Speedak got that kill, and so he will survive the HE damage, down to 13 in the process. But it feels like, you know, Nemiga, every round they're starting it off like this. Every round they're getting these advantages. If it's not Elian finding an AWP shot, it's Nemiga winning the mid battle.
And then that mid battle turns into connector control, window control, and then A site crumbles. We have really not seen many B hits at all from Nemiga.
No.
Actually, I'm struggling to remember a single time. We've seen players on that side of the map, but not necessarily ending there.
I think we've seen one B execute, but even then it was like a mid round. Oh dear, Hobbit. Oh no, he was not ready for Box. Late into this position, will get that trade to Hobbit. Fighting out A now. The AWP's posted, and it's favored for Winstrike. Elian doubling down, and that's exactly what we needed. We needed a hero, and he will bring the heroics. Chrism with another, and it's all on the sole man of Box. 1-on-3 with 20 HP. He's actually out in A. They don't realize yet. Oh no. What?
Oh my god.
He can get 2 for 1. He's got all the info in the world. Box shutting them down, and now the clutch. A 1-on-1. Lackey too far away. The plant is in.
Oh my god. Molotov perfectly placed, and a flash behind it, and Box knows where he is. Another flash, changing up his angles. We've seen so many big entries from Box, but now does he have the in-game IQ to navigate himself to a clutch? Lucky with the MP9 at this kind of a range. Gonna still be deadly. Bomb's not planted perfectly, and there is the MP9 frag. But such a valiant attempt by Box. What a nice try. And keeping the economy low of the CTs in the process.
Yeah, I didn't actually catch how he got out ramped there for free, but I've seen this earlier. What Nemiga did is they pushed a player Tetris off of spawn, and then that player waited Tetris until the connector contact came through. He didn't get spotted. The connector players make a lot of noise, and then he climbed Tetris to kill the CT player. I've seen something like that earlier in this game from Nemiga, but yeah, the sneak out through ramp, the trigger discipline to take 2 for 1, that was a really, really good decision. And at bare minimum, gets a bomb plant, gets a bit of money, and makes things prettier for the last round of the half. Actually does make a difference. Nemiga had to fully spend their bank to afford this round, and regardless of how it goes, they've still won the half. This would just be that cherry on top.
Delicious cherry at that, but Elian, he's not a fan. And he wants to try and take that off. The XM carves out the head of MDS, and maybe Nemiga getting a little bit telegraphed with these A hits. There's a big entry though from Lollipop, goes in for seconds and gets sprayed up through the flooring. Hobbit's AK rips his head. No, Lucky, that's so dirty. Jump headshot him. Are you kidding me?
Outskilled. He's just better than you.
Oh, just get good, forehead.
Well, this is all on Speedak, and well, it was all on Speedak. Instead, it's Hobbit. 3 in the round and 5 in the half. It's okay for Winstrike, but that's me being kind, as 10 rounds in that first half. A map up already on the Nemiga. Oh, it's not going to be an easy game for Winstrike by any means of the word.
Oh, certainly not. This pretty similar situation to Vertigo, where we're saying, okay, second pistol, this is huge. They really, really need to pick this one up. We're going to be a bit delayed in terms of seeing how this one comes down. We do have a tech issue, unfortunately, so hopefully that will be resolved sooner rather than later. Classic. Apparently TS problems and toilet, so...
Wow, 2 for 1.
The classics. We're getting all of them.
Double whammy. Got a pizza at the door. But yeah, I mean, this has been a great game for Nemiga, but I don't think it comes as too much of a surprise. Chris at 3 kills right now. That's a bit of a rough one. I want to mention that Elian really recovered, man. He was, 0-6 in this game. He is now 9-12. Since getting that AWP in his hands, I think the 3rd time he got it, he has not stopped shooting. And, you know, even in a vastly grim game, it's still good to see him performing. So hope he can keep it up in the second half. Overpass is a potential 3rd. And I mean, Vince, it really doesn't get better for Winstrike. The 3rd map of this series, if we get there, let's just theorize if Winstrike take this one. It's Overpass. It's a map that Nemiga have played 9 times with 80% win rate. It's a map that Winstrike have played 3 times with a 0% win rate, never getting more than 9 rounds. So, yeah, that's in the back pocket to close the series. I don't know how we end a veto with a 0% win rate map for either team. Like, how is that a decider? But Winstrike's map pool is a little limited in that sense. They don't play Inferno, they rarely play Train, and their Overpass games have been avoided for good reason. So, yeah, maybe that's the go-to for Winstrike, working on the map pool, getting that one under wraps, because you can't compete at this level if you have 3 maps that you don't play. That's just, you're not going to get by with that.
No, certainly not. And, coming into this game, had I have not seen the performance, I'd have said, well, maybe they've been sat there, they've been theory crafting, they've been in the laboratory trying to come up with some new Overpass strats, and it's going to be a really strong map for them now. Well, off the basis of these performances, Hugo, I'm not going to hold my breath on that one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be too confident regarding their Overpass. So even if we do go the distance, as you say, it still doesn't look good for them. And in terms of this map, it doesn't look good for them.
Yeah, very, very reasonable words, Vince. I fully agree with everything you're saying. It's yeah, I mean, a pistol round here, that would be brutal. That would really push us over the edge. And Winstrike probably not hoping for that. So, they've taken a long tack pause. They are readying up now, and let's hope they've used this tech pause as a tactical to try and theorize what the hell they want to do here. For the side of Nemiga, it's 2 flashes and a kit. I think we're restarting anyway, so the rebuys will come back through because Geo's got no money and no armor. So, yeah, so it should be a restart. Everything can come in, and Winstrike, They at least had dropped a PT-50 to Elian with armor. Big fan of that. Love the raid boss. Allows you to buy smoke flash alongside it. So it's like so viable, so versatile. And of course, a PT-50, anyone could pick it up. So
yeah, and it was Elian on Vertigo. Winstrike and Cast Your Mind Back did win the very first round of this game, and it was Elian with 2 kills to PT-50 in a very similar situation. So definitely a player to watch out for here.
Yeah, I feel like you always find that the strong AWP players are also strong pistol players. I feel like in every example I can think of, like that's the case. Like, you know, think of someone like, you know, even like newer names, like just someone like Acor, like he's such a great pistol player. And then you think of the big boys like Simple. Like, I mean, I guess it's kind of that's a cheese pick because Simple's good with every gun, so it's not really fair. JW's a great example. Always been versatile with the pistols. USP, CZ, King, but again, pretty much any gun for that dude. Doesn't really matter. And yeah, I'd say that holds true for Elian as well, right? We've already seen that. So Speedak, the AWPer for Nemiga, almost got a 1-on-3 in a rifle round with a USP on Vertigo. If you remember that, on the A site, he got 2 and above boost, and then he lost it. But you know, it's always there. It does seem to be a bit of a factor. And here we go, back into the action. Both teams are listed as not ready, but actually, no, that's disappeared. It's good. Full armor for Nemiga. They've actually changed their mind. They've gone away from the kit that they purchased initially. Winstrike with 1 set of util alongside that PT-50. 3 in mid, 2 on A. Where does this one end up?
Well, Elian has already tapped onto Lollipop, drops him down to 47 behind the CT boxes. He's going to be peering through on connector. Smoke off onto short would suggest that we're going to see a connector push. And now Geo, with the rest of his teammates, going to try and hold the line. They're walking in to Geo's USP, and it's more of the same. Nemiga laying out Winstrike so quickly. It's so devastating, and a round that had to go the way of Winstrike has certainly not. It's been a complete disaster.
Yep, nothing less, nothing more. Winstrike, they are very poor. It's down to 2k apiece, and with no bomb plant, they can't even consider force buying here. You have to just take the eek, and well, it's going to be a clean one as well, but not for you, as you'd imagine Nemiga should take a very dominant round here. Double towards B. I thought Winstrike would B rush. Maybe they're going to wait to see if Nemiga want to push, which is a good play also. Expected from Nemiga. You can already see boxes running up mid, but yeah, this is a round where if Winstrike got a bomb plant, that would be a huge victory. Like if they group B and rush it, there's only 1 man there, thanks to Geo being aggressive on catwalk. So if they can overwhelm MDS, get a plant, that's a great round for Winstrike. But even then, it's going to be easier said than done.
MDS is playing it well, just jumping up and down. He's got the MP9 so he can relocate and then spray through. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So he pulls back to the side. Hobbit now going to be getting up close. They have a second player now showing his hand from short. The bomb getting planted, gets denied, and the round is going to follow suit. Nice. And it's a clean sweep. They've done everything you could have asked for.
Yeah, that's the value of that heavy mid setup in the second round that Winstrike, remember, Winstrike never knew about that mid play. They put 4 at top mid to hold, but Nemiga never pushed before Winstrike. So, Winstrike eventually group B. Nemiga instantly flank underpass to B apps. They have a player coming in so quickly. MDS does a great job of backing up, staying alive, but more importantly, pushing back in and denying the bomb plant. That means Winstrike's money gets crippled. Their first rifle round is without the AWP. It's without Molotovs, for crying out loud. And it's also without Elian, because Speedak has dropped him from the window before the smoke comes back in. There was a gap in that one. I don't know who threw it, but, well, Nemiga, they're going to take the advantage here.
Yeah, it was that classic thing that Fallen did a while back where he throws a molly in and it basically gives you a one-way smoke. So he just had a gap and an easy kill. That's a good refrag though from Krisen, who by the way has had a really rough map. He's 4 and 15. Definitely not a player expect to see at the bottom, but now maybe he's about to wake up and break out of the shackles that have been put onto him from Nemiga. They're looking to try and take an aggressive retreat through ramp, but they're not going to find anything for their troubles. And MDS, who would like to try and get that M4, with just the USP out, now going to be able to pick that up for himself. So Winstrike, a player to the good, but Nemiga not quite done just yet.
I like the stalemate for Winstrike, the hold, right? They've got the advantage. They know Nemiga might push, and they were holding for that back apps aggression, but instead they've lost a man on A, and now they need to group and go as a unit. This is good, though. Only one man here, and I say that even he is reconsidering his location. Lollipop backed up into the spawn, aware that maybe of a flank through market. That's what he's watching for. They're going to play retake A or just save if that bomb plant comes down, right? Look at the positions of Nemiga on B. It might incline, it might imply rather that a save is going to happen the second this plant is found because they're just so far away. Obviously, dependent on Lollipop's kills. If he gets one here, then Nemiga are suddenly going to be spurred on. They're at least going to look for an opportunity. But if nothing presents itself, then they may have to take the bitter pill. We'll see.
Good flash. Especially rough because Lollipop was the one player with the SMG. So at any kind of range, he was going to be coming out second best against the AK-47. Speaking of which, Kristen opens up with his through on short, knocking it down to just MDS with the M4A1S that he saved on the short side. And it's going to be Winstrike at least picking up a 6th round, but Nemiga went for that bonus, so they're going to have plenty of weapons at their disposal, including an AWP if they so choose, which I'd imagine that they will. Although it will have to be MDS that drops it for Speedak if they decide to pull the plug and the trigger and go for it. I guess we'll find that out in a couple of moments' time. Yes, he does. So they're going to have an AWP on Speedak, going to have full M4s across the board, and a healthy dosage of grenades on top.
Yeah, I want to see this AWP battle now that Speedak has it towards middle. Hopefully, Elian will go out wide and we can get that fight. But Speedak not committing. Flashes go over from Nemiga, but no one plays off the back of them. They want to give away this mid-control and fight it from the corners, from the connectors. Box is waiting for that. Re-smoke down. Oh, they're going to hear that, but it's all a bait. It's all a ruse. He was ready for the fight, and he will take them down. Gio just running out mid, not looking at the top of middle. There were 3 players there, buddy. You might want to open your eyes. Instead, he will just die. And Winstrike, they actually own middle now because of that kill. Very unnecessary play from Gio, right? Advantage, clearly, got caught up in the hecticness and maybe the communication, but yeah, didn't even look at top mid. The AWP was holding it from the start of the round. So not the end of the world, but could be a chance to get Winstrike back in this round here as it's in a 4-on-4 now.
Oh, Lollipop has spotted Bondik's ankles and does tag him a few times, forces him backwards. So that actually could give a little bit of information across the Nemiga not to over-rotate. There's 3 players coming through ramp, with the 4th being Hobbit in underpass. And they do have the bomb in the hands of Lackey. 40 seconds. And to make matters worse, Lollipop is making moves in towards the Palace side. So this is vital information. And if they do throw smokes, he's going to hear that. They now realize that A side is very really the only possibility with this much time left. They're going to be Molotoving into Shadow and all the other angles, but Lollipop's position is huge. All he has to do is peek out at the right time, and this round is pretty much over. He needs the rest of his teammates to stay alive. He has Box perched up on the CT side. Now he's going to show himself, and MDS closes the door. It's a perfect hold from Nemiga. Can they take away the AWP from Elian? Good flashbang. He gets stuck on the wall, and the AWP's done. It's gone.
That corner, Vince, that little sticking out bit, it traps him in the T-spawn. And I mean, I love those crossfires. Nemiga was so ready for that A-play, man. They had jungle, palace, CT connected. They had everything. And they're just running contact-to-contact crossfires and not letting Winstrike even cross into the site. That's such a good round. And it's broken Winstrike as well, right? Look at it. Deagle's out. No AWP either. Limited utility. It's only on Hobbit. This is not where you want to be if you're Winstrike. Might be the end of the road for them in these follow-up rounds. If Nemiga can just fully put them on eco here at 14. Elian trying to fight out ramp, but they've already crossed into the site. Gio, oh dear, it's actually Lollipop getting caught. Gio now knows what to expect. He's pushed out to triple. He hasn't been spotted, but he is holding Tetris. Elian getting caught going out from the top side, and they're still trying to pressure, right? They're still trying to commit, but there's no bomb here yet. It's still stuck down ramp, and it will remain that way. Winstrike backing up eventually, leaving Hobbit to his own devices, but a missed shot on the AWP is only going to sell this fake better as Winstrike take the bomb elsewhere.
He's missed a shot, peeks up, and Krisen takes his head off with the Deeg. Gio, by the way, so lucky to survive earlier, is now going to show his hand in window and middle. He got tagged down through a smoke and a Deagle down to 1 HP. Now he'll be picking up that AWP as well. And Winstrike are making moves towards B. They can still second guess this and go into underpass, and there's going to be an AWP waiting, but Geo still gets put down by Bondic.
B's clear. Nemiga left. MDS ran A. He thought it was over. His teammates were out of the site. They were both in middle. And, well, now he's somehow come back in at the right time. He's dropped one. Both players low here, really on either side, but especially... Look at the numbers, Vince. This doesn't make sense. 34-34, 16-16. I've never seen anything like it. This is a match made in heaven, or will it be in hell? At least for Winstrike, they're burning as a 2-on-1 proceeds. Bondic trapped in the site, trying to move out of the way, trying to cross towards the short side, but that's exactly where MDS is coming from, and he will be easily able to close the round. 14 for Nemiga. On part, man, that was essentially a necessity for Winstrike, but at this point, how much can they even do with it? Every round getting won by the CT side. And yeah, I mean, just add it to the list, 14-6.
Yeah, it's a necessity to get the bomb plant, but you can see that even here, their economy is Mac 10s. It's a real mixed match of a bargain bucket buy-up, really, and the numbers they're looking for are rounds. You know, getting a couple dollars here and there and keeping your pennies is one thing, but converting it into rounds is an entirely separate one, and they need to start getting some victories. It's been 5 rounds so far in this half. They've lost 4 of them. Only the one round they picked up, they lost multiple players, and now Lollipop spraying in with the M4. 2 players have fallen to his name, make it a third, and the bomb goes with it. This round is done, and Lollipop's on for the ace, and he picks up the ace. What a play from Lollipop. 22 kills to his name.
That's his second ace in the series, by the way. He got one back on Vertigo. Keep that in mind. So, yeah, Lollipop just loves killing absolutely everything and everyone. And right now, he might kill this Winstrike roster. There's only 1 round left of this one, you can imagine. Galils and Scouts. No, that's not a new game mode. It's actually the buy of Winstrike, and boy, is it dire.
Has been this performance, to be completely honest. And Speedac nearly gets a 2-for-1. They nearly line up for him, but still he takes the 1 frag, falls back, and Nemiga opening pick. This could be the end. This could be this best of 3 finalizing. Alien also gets tagged up through the boxes. It's gone from bad to worse.
And then worse to even worse to terrible to terrifying to dead. Hobbit's gone out the ramp, and Winstrike with 3 left in the middle area. Nemiga have conceded the position. They have no interest. They have all the advantages, all of the control, and none of the mid. Winstrike, they've got to end up on a site, and right now, beggars can't be choosers. They'll go wherever they're allowed to. Speedak's just moved away from watching Con, but he's going to go back on the angle. Oh, perfectly timed, hitting Elian in the face, essentially. And now it's going to be up cat towards B for Winstrike, for everything, for the map, for the series, and for Geo and MDS.
So much on the line for both teams, and Winstrike maybe with their final push. It will be the final push of the best of 3, and it's pretty poor reading if you are on Winstrike. They took a break, they came back, and they have been devastated.